Welcome to the Vermilion Podcast, a free audio library of business strategies, creative inspiration, and industry knowledge for actors, filmmakers, writers, and anyone looking to activate their creative potential. I'm Misha Calvert, a writer-director who helps artists build the careers that they dream of. I really hope that this podcast inspires you in some way. Thanks for tuning in.
The first time I sold a TV show, I sold it on a cold pitch meeting. The name of the show is Strut, and you can watch it on Reverie TV for free. It was the first TV show I ever made. I financed it and executive produced it independently. So we had a very small budget, and I had no idea if it would ever sell to anybody. So when I made it, it was really just the cri de coeur, a spirit of the heart that just needed to express this story about these four female friends who start their own escorting agency. It's a comedy, and I wrote it, I starred in it, and along with Christina Toth, Margaret Judson, and Manani Gupta. And it was directed by Michelle Calvert, so this incredible female ensemble produced by Carrie Yates. And I got to the end of the creation of it, I was like, great, what now? And when I had a bunch of meetings with networks to try and pitch it for long form development, screened it had our premiere at Soho House, and a bunch of people came. No one was interested. I mean, this wasn't that long ago, it was 2017, and even then people were like, ooh, that's kind of edgy, like sex work, like, ooh, I don't know about that. 4 women, who wants to see 4 women in a show headlining? So thankfully a lot has changed in 9 years. I had someone at HBO be like, we already have a show about 4 girls. Cool, right, because people really, they only want to see a certain amount from women, and then after that, back to the men. But anyway, when I was striking out on those long form conversations with networks, I finally decided, you know what? Let me reach out to some other independent streamers and see if maybe they want to buy what we've created and just acquire it. So they don't want to develop it. It's not a development deal, it's an acquisition deal. Because what we shot was great. It looked great. It was funny. The ensemble chemistry of what we shot with Strut was honestly better than a lot of the ensemble work that I've seen on actual television with actual real TV money behind it. Name a TV show that you've seen that was so bad that you couldn't even get past 1 episode. I'm sure you have one. I find most TV unbearable. There's so much of it, and like a lot of it, it's just I can't watch it. Because they're trying to, churn out so many programs now to meet their libraries of content that the quality goes down. So anyway, what we found in the creation of Strut was really quite magical. And I had been sort of like kind of shitting on it the whole time, like, it's just a web series. It's just like we made a pilot and then chopped it up into multiple episodes. But so it was a pilot, and then it was also functional as a short form series with I think we had 6 episodes. And finally I was like, you know what? Maybe what we've made is good enough. Maybe what we've made is actually great. And I'm just gonna go to these other platforms and these other streamers, and I just wanna meet them, because I had other stuff too. I had other short films, I had other web series that I had made. I was like, let me just meet some of these streamers, and this isn't what I wanted. I wanted an HBO deal. I wanted a deal on Comedy Central, but forget it. I'm just gonna I'll take these meetings and see what happens. So there's a couple of key things that happened next that allowed me to sell this show. One of the first things that happened is that with this particular streamer, Reverie, I had, I think maybe an intern or a friend, I don't remember. They knew someone who worked at the network. So they were able to contact that person, and that person was able to then set up a meeting with me and the head of acquisitions. That introduction where someone existing at the company was able to then get me a meeting with the exact right person at the company who I needed to talk to, who was a decision maker, and like basically skip me to the front of the line. I don't know what line there was, but whatever line there was, I skipped to the front. And be in a general meeting with their head of acquisitions. That was step one. That was incredibly helpful. So anytime you can skip the line like that and go straight to the person who's actually making the decisions, do it. It will save you a lot of time. Because you end up having a lot of meetings with people who can't actually make decisions, and they're like, oh, this is great, yeah, so, I'll take your materials and like chat with the people on the upstairs and like see how they feel. Ideally, you're meeting with somebody who can make a decision, because if you can charm them, you can probably get what you want. So I didn't fully realize what was possible in that meeting before I got there, and as a result, I was completely calm. This is thing number 2 that occurred. I was completely calm and confident walking into that cold meeting. I wasn't worried about failing because I didn't really want anything from them. Like, I wasn't trying to sell. Like, my goal was actually to get a long form show based on what we shot. And so trying to actually sell what we shot, that was like really low on my priority list. So as a result, I was relaxed, funny, charming, bold, confident, like my best version of self. And anything you can do to get there in a pitch meeting, get there. Like, if you have to book a massage, if you have to, I don't know, go on a trip, wear your best outfit, do your hair for 2 hours, like whatever it takes for you to feel like best version of yourself, I highly recommend it because it was so effortless. I just genuinely was enjoying the conversation with this executive at this network. And then the third thing that was incredibly pivotal in this meeting is that they told me in the meeting that they were looking for content. And the mandate for what they were looking for perfectly matched what I was bringing to the table. So they were looking for female created content that had female actors and female faces in it that could service either their bisexual or lesbian audiences, because Reverie is a queer network. That's their whole thing, is that they're delivering queer content to queer audiences or people who are interested in queer content. So I was like, great, I'm a female creator, a lot of female faces in this. One of the characters is bisexual. It's also a very sex positive, sex forward show. Sounds like a perfect fit. And I think I had sent them screeners ahead of time of this and a couple other projects. He's like, I watched it, it's great. We'd love to buy it. I was like, what? So I was like, yeah, that, and I didn't even bat an eye. I was like, that sounds great. I would love to work with you on acquiring the show. Like, I don't think even I fully understood what was happening at that moment. But anyway, I was like, because I was feeling so good, I was like, and what did you think of some of the other pieces I sent? They're like, oh, it's great. They're so funny. Yeah, we'd love to take all of them. And the one mistake I made was, I still am on the fence about whether I should have given them all 3. I gave them 2 pieces for licensing. I gave them a short film, which I knew would never get on any other network. It's very niche. It's like a kinky sex comedy. And I was really proud of it. It was the first thing I ever directed. And I was like, you can have Pea Sitting Down and you can have Strut. But I think I'm going to hold off on Step Into My Office because I'm trying to see if that can get onto a different network. Still trying to get that show picked up. So I kind of wish I had gone for all 3. But anyway, I got 2. I sold 2 on that call. The contract took a lot longer than I wanted it to, but sometimes that's what happens. Contracts can be quite long. But I'm so happy that I teamed up with Reverie on this, and that third piece is so pivotal. A network has to be looking for the kind of content that you are pitching in that exact moment. And that could even be just a quarter. This quarter we're looking for this, next quarter we're looking for that. There's so many creators that they get to pick and choose. So it is a little bit of luck of the draw of, are they even shopping right now? Do you have the exact kind of thing that they're looking for? And as it happened, that was precisely what I was doing at that moment. So it all stacked up, and I'm so happy that it did. You can watch Strut on Reverie. It's free if you look up their website. They also have, I think, a paid version where you can go ad-free. And it's a very funny show. We ended up, thanks to Reverie, being able to qualify for an Emmy campaign in 2022. So we campaigned for Best Actress for Christina Toth and Margaret Judson. And I campaigned for Best Writing in a web series. So that was a huge honor, and I should do a whole other episode about what it's like to campaign for an Emmy, because it is definitely not what I thought it was going to be like. But big thanks to Reverie for putting Strut on your network, and also Pea Sitting Down. If you've never seen them, we'll put links in the show notes, and you can watch both projects for free right now. They're so funny. I hope you enjoy. And that was how I sold my first TV show to a network. I hope you enjoyed and that this is maybe useful to you. And regardless, I will see you next week. Bye.
The Vermilion Podcast is sponsored by Vermilion, a home for artists. We offer classes, coaching, and community for creatives and innovators in the arts. If you're ready to find your voice and build the life of your dreams, we're here to support you every step of the way. Check out clubvermilion.com and schedule a free call today.